Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chris and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing safe and well. We're in a little bit of a different setting today. This is my family's kitchen, so we are exploring the house, I guess, at this point. But I just, my laptop's been in here. I've been playing chess randomly for the last hour, so I just figured, hey, why not make this a little end of the year round off video. It's the 21st of December 2021, and so we are already here. Like, it's insane, like we're already here. I hope you guys have had a beautiful year, and that you're having a lovely Christmas time. It's crazy how fast this year has gone, but we're here, we're moving, and of course, I just wanted to obviously say thank you so much for 500 subscribers. That's a whole jumbo jet of people, which is insane to me. 500 people on this YouTube channel. Like, I would have never in a million years have guessed that 500 people would tune in to follow my journey, whether that be listening to music from years ago or watching the spoken word random pieces or the little snippets I upload. It really does mean a lot to me, so thank you so much for being part of this and for sharing these little moments with me. That really does mean a lot to me, so thank you. And so I also just want to just say, we're here, and let me know, of course. It's been a bit of a very sporadic, spontaneous year on this channel. It's been a lot of random uploads, but it has been very neutralizing and normalizing for me, because obviously a lot of my external projects take a little bit longer to put out, and it takes a lot more forethought, a lot more work, a lot more build up. So it is quite organic and nice for me to share these things as they come, these little ideas, these little snippets, before they really become anything. So I just want you guys, if you have a moment, just to leave a comment down below. First and foremost, let me know how your year has been, what you've been up to this year, and how everything has been going for you, because I obviously love to see that. But also let me know how you found the YouTube channel this year. Do you like the shorter content, those small little snippets? What sort of stuff would you like from me? What sort of videos would you really be interested in seeing? So I'd be really curious to hear that. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, and it'll be really cool in the next year to sort of do more stuff for you guys, because hey, that's the community we are, and I think it'd be so awesome for us to bounce off each other a little bit more, because a lot of the time it is just me sharing stuff, and that is really awesome, and I love that. But obviously, I want to know what you guys want. Do you want some music production content? Do you want some more behind the scenes stuff, me doing some stuff in Logic, showing you how I make music? Do you want me to do more of the spoken word stuff, if you've enjoyed that? But yeah, just let me know. But in this video, I kind of just wanted to, actually, it's a good segue, I wanted to talk a little bit about writing and what that has meant for me. And that, I guess, leads into the spoken word stuff that I've put on my channel, because it's seemingly a little bit random, right? I haven't really ever spoken about why I do it. I just have put it up there, and you guys have been so receptive and beautiful and lovely about it, but I kind of have just unloaded it onto you guys. So I figured maybe it's a good idea to talk about what this means to me and why I have been doing this and where it stems from. So essentially, when I was young, when I was very small, I've always loved to write. My mom actually upstairs has a big blue folder of things I used to write, little stories, little magic stories, and as I grew into an adolescent teen, I continued to write on this blog that I created, and it was all very emotional, very insecure teen vibes, just venting out my frustrations at the world, as you can imagine. But and then I guess around my 18th birthday, I sort of cut down the writing, and I sort of took a step back from it, because obviously too cool for school. Figuring out your way in the adult world, it's hard enough without having to analyze your every single move through words. but no. It was about 3 years ago that I met a collection of really beautiful people who introduced me to a lot of poetry and writing, and I just absolutely was in awe, and I've always wanted to try and do it myself and write myself, but I've always been quite scared to do that, because obviously I think when you write something, it's so easy to be so in the moment and to unleash and vomit almost how you feel out into the world, and that is obviously one way of doing it. But our words in this case can render themselves pretty pointless quite quickly to a future version of ourselves, and even a past version of ourselves, they can become a moment in time, but that moment in time can actually be lost in translation, I find. So I think part of the beauty of writing is having something that is referenceable to not only other people but also yourself in different moments of time, something that a different version of yourself can process and understand, which I think is really powerful. So yeah, 2 years ago I set myself sort of this task to just basically write at least one piece every single month, and there wasn't any sort of set time limit. It was just to sort of see if I could develop and engage with myself in a storytelling way, and to understand these parts of myself, and yeah, so yeah, I found that just so beautiful, really. I started off with really pretty bad poetry 2 years ago, and I was pretty bad. But over time, I didn't give myself too strict parameters, so I really wanted to find the enjoyment in it, right, and the honesty. And I mean, the whole point was it was more of a self-motivating thing. So I found it really, really beautiful to just focus on that honesty and that transparency with the self, and communicating and intellectualizing in a very grounded way how I was feeling, in to almost therapize myself through emotions, and to guide myself through a feeling in itself through my own words. Yeah, poetry ultimately migrated into more journal entry type stuff, and then some more prose, and some even stories as well. This could range obviously from personal experiences to my own emotions to things that have affected me from the news and things like that, and or just the events in my life, or past events in my life, or future events even, and these things were just absolutely insane for me to kind of come to terms with. And I think the thing I even like relish in now is being able to read these things back and still find associations, even from 1-2 years ago. A lot of actually the spoken word things I've uploaded on this channel are from at least a year ago, because I feel like to perform these things, at least for me, requires a little bit of a healthy distance from these words, because sometimes these things are so recent that sort of performing them feels wrong. But yeah, I found it so just fantastic for me to actually engage in that in this way, and yeah, like it's been so amazing for me. And what's also great is just when you can share it with other people, and they can find themselves reflected to some capacity in the words that you write, and that really does mean something, because at that point what you make is surrendered, and you sort of surrender the personal element of what you write, so to the fact that when other people read it, people who you love and care about, especially who you share it with, they can find themselves in that writing, and I think that is actually such an incredible thing. Yeah, for me as a creator, and it's the same with my music, obviously. And I found obviously that connection with 2 years ago I started Axil, the project of me singing in my music, and obviously these two things have been a very symbiotic pairing, because obviously writing lyrics and that mercurial element of putting your voice in the front of a track, it is scary, and it has been a process for me, as I've talked about before. So writing has really helped me with that and really supported that venture, and one of my I have kept them quite separate, to be honest, because I've struggled pairing these two things, because they have always existed quite distinctively separate in my life. But one of my all-time favorite artists, songwriters, Joni Mitchell, I hold her in such high regard. Her music is insanely beautiful, and the way she writes lyrics is so sobering and so sparse, and yet so cleansing and powerful. I think every time I listen to the orchestral version of Both Sides Now, I'm bawling in tears. Like it's crazy. Like, she is insane. And if you haven't heard her music, I really recommend you listen to her. But she has a masterful way of combining lyrics and music in a way that is so raw and very emotional, and I'm nowhere near that ability, but even those little glimpses of being able to transition these two things together has been something that has been so fantastic for me in songwriting. So I have really appreciated that element of it as well. So all in all, writing over these past 2 years, I've been able to look back over these months and witness sort of this this increase in self-respect and this increase in self-love, I think, because deciding to kind of carve yourself in these personified metaphors and intrinsic sort of definitions, which are maybe that makes sense upon reading with context, but maybe to the outside reader aren't always so immediate. I feel like there's a newfound respect I can find for myself in the way of I just kind of like I understand that I can reference this and I can reapply this into a different and new situation in my life that maybe wasn't so overt then, but now is now uncovered, and there are new uncovered meanings. And what I'm saying is there is a benefit sometimes to not always being so definitive in what you write. Just because in the space in between each word, I think there's a lot to be taken, if that makes sense. But yeah, I feel like that venture and that project has been amazing for me, and I would love to share more with you. So I really hope that you enjoy this part of what I'm doing, and of course that is something I'd love to share more with you. And I have no intention of sort of slowing or stopping this process, because it has been so beautiful for me to write and to engage with that part of myself and to guide myself through these feelings. And sort of on that note, I want to set you guys this sort of thing for the new year, and to say, hey, here's a little challenge for you guys if you're interested. Every month, do create one thing, whether that be a piece of writing or a photography piece or a video or vlog or a piece of music or a little song on your guitar or whatever. Create one thing and share it, and after 6 to 12 months look back and see the transformation and the honesty and the sort of the reflection of who you are, or who you were in those moments back at you. I think it is such a beautiful process, and I think especially during this crazy COVID time, I think we can all benefit from saving a piece of ourselves from this time to take or to understand in the future. And I think the world could also benefit from that as well, a lot. But anyway, I don't want to ramble for ages, but thank you again so much for always supporting me, for listening to my music, for loving everything I do, for commenting, for liking, and even if you don't do any of those things, if you're just watching, I really appreciate you. It means a lot, because I love sharing, and I love to do that, and it's so easy to share on deaf ears or no ears, or no eyes even. And so just somebody watching is very nice. It's very sweet. So I really appreciate that. And I have a lot of big things coming in the new year, which I am so goddamn excited to share with you. So stay tuned. I think there's some things that will surprise you for sure. So yeah. But anyway, Happy New Year. If I don't see you before then, and Merry Christmas, and lots of love always. I hope 2022 is happy, healthy, beautiful, filled with love, filled with good fortune, and a lot of peace for you guys. So lots of love, and catch you soon.